What's up, guys? Today we're going to review an absolutely insane hand that happened a couple days ago at Hustler Casino between Alec Torelli and Henry. The blinds are 5-5-100, and the action folds around to Henry, who makes it 500 from the cutoff with Queen Deuce suited. This is a bit of a wide open. Action folds around to Alec, who has just a very standard call with pocket eights, 500 big blinds deep.
There's not a soul alive. I'm not scared of me.
Around.
Torelli can't. Oh, what a turn card. Oh, no.
I hope you actually can.
Torelli can't beat eights, but he knows how to play them. Flops a set. Didn't look like it was going to be a huge.
Alec decides to lead the turn here, and this is completely reasonable as he's trying to target hands like ace-x, pocket kings, maybe even a hand like pocket jacks or pocket tens. Perhaps some check-back flush draws. This is all very reasonable. Henry will have a lot of these hands, and he will probably check back a hand like ace-5 on the turn, as it doesn't really get value from worse.
Huge pot, as Henry just had second pair. But now Henry with trips and Torelli with a full house.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for every time I play. Pure intimidation factor.
Spade on the river, and maybe that stops Henry from raising. Oh, wait a second, though. Torelli.
Now, Alec makes a very interesting decision here on the river and decides to check, which I don't really agree with. The reason this is not really optimal is because if you're going to only trap here on the river, where are your bluffs going to come from? Also, you're not getting enough value from hands like ace-x or a hand like pocket kings. If you go for a bet here, you can possibly get value from those type of hands, whereas if you go for the check, those hands are oftentimes just going to check back, as the river is very, very scary. Both 9-10, king-10 get there, and spades. So this decision I don't agree with.
Even the river call fold the winner?
I was like, you know what's going to intimidate the fuck out of Mariano?
Looking for a check raise.
How little I care about this money. So I'm going to call him with the winner and then fold it.
And he does get Henry to bet.
Just playing with your food, huh? Yeah. It's literally like, how? I mean, if I was Mario, I'd be terrified. Like,
You were
guys
so chill about it.
You just get,
Yeah, like
what am I
you
gonna
didn't
do?
even like, you just like, oh, okay. Like,
$2,500 bet from Henry. There's a raise. And Henry's Queen Deuce looks quite small right about now. Just a question of how often is this a bluff?
I called up like 90 on the river and then looked back in my hand after seeing a better hand and realized I had nothing. I had like
John Hybert says here, Mr. Trappy Trapperson. Kind of like that.
Now, I think at this point,
Torelli on the
Henry
left.
is probably weighing all of his options.
Wearing the blue shirt. As I said that, by the way, I realized they're both wearing blue shirts. Some stellar commentary by me.
Henry playing?
Torelli on the left, anyway. Henry with the beard on your right. Henry with Queen Deuce. Awful turn card for him. He bet $2,500 and now is facing an $8,000 raise. And wait a second. Is he looking to re-raise it? Wow. A check raise from Torelli and now a 3-bet from Henry.
Now, Henry goes for the very, very crazy decision of going for the 3-bet with trips. Now, why is he taking trips and turning it into a bluff? Because he's recognizing that he probably doesn't have enough showdown value to actually make this call, because it's very, very hard for Alec to be bluffing in this situation. Hands that Alec would have to bluff would be specifically a hand like Jack-10 with a spade, which both blocks a straight and blocks some full houses. With that said, not many people are very capable of going for the check raise bluff as, you know, check raise bluff on the river. So this is very interesting that Henry goes for the 3-bet. Now, if he is going to have all of his full houses, which he will have hands like ace-queen, he will have hands like queen-jack, he'll have pocket jacks, which he wants to get value from. He needs to find bluffs from somewhere. So where do you find your bluffs from? Your best place to find your bluffs from are queen-x.
Henry turning his queen into a bluff.
It's like being a toddler and wrestling. Let's calm down.
Like, who's playing the Super Bowl? And I was like, the Arizona Marlins. She's like, okay, who else?
I'm not sure if he's trying to get Torelli to fold a flush. and he's repping because he's
Not
blocking
aggressive.
full
Good
houses.
job, Jerry. Very clever.
But I'm pretty sure that Henry is bluffing here.
Sorry, on the clock.
Yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead. Nice, nice.
Wow! Show the deuce. Show the deuce.
So as we see, after a very, very long tank and getting the clock called on him, Alec does end up going ahead for the fold. Let's go ahead and actually look at the sim of this and see if any of this makes sense at all. So here's the river sim in Henry's shoes, and where he can actually pull his bluffs from. As we can see here, he has just a very small sliver of aces. He has queen jack, but really he doesn't have many hands that get to find bluffs. So where do you pull your bluffs from if this is the line you're going to take? Well, if we look here, queen deuce through queen seven. These are the only bluffs you can possibly have, and if you're going to have full houses in your range, primarily as your 3-bet candidate on river, you have to pull your bluffs from somewhere. The best place to pull it from is the one that blocks full houses. Yes, this is a very scary line to take, but this is actually very, very good recognition from Henry here by actually turning trips into a bluff. It's a very, very high level bluff, and overall just a very, very wild hand. Well played.